Yo, Ferrari got some problems. Ferrari got some problems. So you know how I do. Just off Finale Lap, the live event. If you haven't been there before, you definitely should try it out. If it's your first time at the channel, thank you for coming. Welcome. But Finale Lap and the Quality Kickback are live events that we hold going into a race weekend. Quality Kickback is an actual watch along during while qualifying is going on. We have good debate, conversation there. And then Finale Lap is a post-race event that we hold live that will allow people to come in, represent their drivers, their teams. We'll go over highlights of the race. And like today or this past weekend in Baku, Mercedes got a podium, so then we pop a bottle due to that. I do favor Mercedes as my team, and also I do like other drivers and other teams, but Mercedes is my most favorite team, and the fact that they've had a very rough season, I've basically told my entire viewership that if Mercedes as a bet ever gets a podium, that I will pop a bottle. And for every bottle I pop, the new bottle, I will spend double the amount. So I have to go out and buy a new bottle aside of this one. And, you know, that one's going to be up there a little bit. We're getting up in price, not so much, but, you know, we'll see what happens. But this video is really about Ferrari. Ferrari. Oh, my goodness. What are you doing? You are giving away the championship. You are now not even at 1 or 2. Big shout out to Perez for climbing into championship contentions. We will have another video about that probably tomorrow. But Ferrari is now, Charles hurt himself in Imola by not taking what I call the Prost approach. If you know anything about Prost, he was very meticulous and he was calculated. Prost was not going to take any unnecessary risk if he already had a certain position or situation in the bag, and he knew he would still have it regardless to risk that out of that bag. You know, he was more like keep those birds in the hand. Charles didn't do that at Imola. He pushed the issue when he could have solidified some real points that would have kept him a little bit more closer into the world championship contentions as it is sitting now. But since then, Ferrari has really failed Charles. We saw, I believe it was in, I want to say Barcelona, far out there. I mean, the man was so far out there. He was a whale so free Willy. Captain Ahab was nowhere around. And the car failed Charles. He had to come in to no doing of his own. He took that on the chin, took it very well in the post reports and conferences and all the things that analysts and journalists asked him. He did very well answering those questions. You can still tell he was a bit disappointed, as anybody would be, being a competitive person. But now here we are in Baku, on the Baku circuit. And it's like, what happened? Ferrari failed on a catastrophic level to me within this moment. Sainz is out first, and Sainz didn't wreck up another Ferrari. Charles is in first place, and then his car fails, right? And now, aside from the Ferrari team failing, power unit wise, other teams that are using the Ferrari power unit are failing. Haas and Alfa Romeo. And Zhou has been having a rough time right now as a rookie. He's had a rough time. I don't think it's fair to criticize him heavily on his driving ability because he has yet not really had an opportunity to show us his driving ability in a nice sample amount, because the car has been failing. They had failure issues, and now Ferrari's power unit, again, I think it would be the reason why Zhou's car failed. And that was just unfortunate for him. But getting back to the actual Ferrari team and the Ferrari power unit, you're giving away the world championship to Red Bull, and now spicing up the Red Bull team, which we will have a video on that. As I said, Sainz seemed to be never on pace. He had too many accidents, whether it be in the race or outside the race, but Charles legitimately was the opportunity for Ferrari to claim this world championship. Now, it's not over. It's not over by any means. Round 8, we're going into round 9. We're about to be, touching the halfway point of the season. So still plenty races to be left with how close Ferrari is. But if this is going to be the case with these mechanical and power unit failures, you're going to run yourself out of room where this plane's not taking off and you're going to run right off the damn runway. And Red Bull's going to be having another situation on their hands, which we'll talk about in the next video. But Red Bull will run away with the Constructors' Championship as well as the Driver Championship. Ferrari has to get on point. They have to figure out what is going on. They made statements earlier in the season, not even too far earlier, but a couple of races back before going into Imola about, after coming out of Imola, going into Barcelona, about the fact that they would not have to do too much to their car. They were kind of be laxed about it, that they were already far ahead as far as the car and getting a handle on things seemed. And I don't know if that's the case right now. It's not the case right now. So hopefully Ferrari gets on track. Hopefully they can figure out what these problems are and get a solution to it, and hopefully give Charles the car that he needs aside from his own errors to compete and get back into that #1 seat in the World Championship. And I only say that because he had it, and it would be clear that he still would have it if this was not the case. Right now Max has it. Perez probably should be in second, and rightfully so. And that is the case right now. That is what's factual. That's not hypothetical. That is what we're dealing with right now as it speaks and as it sits. So we'll see what happens. Next week, we don't have a break. We actually go into another race. And I'm really looking forward to that. I think we're going to be in Canada, and definitely a track that Lewis Hamilton favors. A big shout out to Mercedes for getting podium, which is why we have that bottle today. And Russ climbing into third to get another podium for himself. Hamilton only with one solo podium as this season, but bringing that car up through the grid to get to fourth, which shows the potential of this car. But they got some issues. Mercedes got some issues. We can make another video on that. I appreciate you being here. Big shout out to everybody. Stay safe during this week. I will see you next race weekend for the finale lap and the quali kickback first. Peace. Thanks for tuning in and watching another video here at Wolfpack Performance. Check out some of my other content on Formula One issues, our topics, and our DIY products on how to customize your vehicle. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. See you soon.